What's going on, everyone? It's time to go to one of the craziest arcades I think I've seen in a long time. All right, everyone, this is Rich Haywood here from Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to yet another episode of Good Times with Rich and Fun for Five. That's right, we're going back to the arcade, and this time it's Gaelco Arcade. And like I said, it is 100% one of the craziest arcades I've ever virtually visited in a long time. So let's jump into this thing and see what we got for picks. There might even be a preventative pick, and I'll show you what I mean about that in just a second. So let's go ahead, without any further ado, jump right into Gaelco Arcade 1 and 2. We're doing 2. You get 2 for Fun for 5. Let's go. All right, so here we are. We've got both in Gaelco Arcade 1 and Arcade Collection 2. Interesting, the names of these, of course. But what do I mean by the craziest arcade I've been to in a while? So this is one of those times where when we select games like Alligator Hunt, right? Sometimes I actually have to show you what I mean when I say this is the craziest arcade I've been to in a long time. I'm just gonna throw some quarters in here and just get right to getting. All right. So here you go. In this game, you are I don't even know, some kid on a skateboard. Somehow you're in this government facility on your skateboard, and they've given you a gun. Why? Because you need to shoot these enemy guys, and I don't know why you need to do this, but here you are doing it anyway. Right? Things are just blowing up all over the place, and they got you. Here you go. Here's this gun. Go ahead, little kid, and shoot to your heart's content. I don't know. Oh, we got missiles too. Yep, I forgot about those buttons. There we go. We got these guys. There we go. Dodge out of the way of all these things. I mean, this is absolutely nuts. And then when you die, you turn into this little angel thing. It's just, that's what? And it's a whole bunch of games like this that are on here. Obviously, Alligator Hunt, just get that out of the way. Gets a pick right off the bat. And then you go right in here. This is the secret game. So if you own both of these cartridges, Gaelco Arcade 1 and 2, and you put them both in your VS at the same time, you get this game. It's called Bang. It is a crosshair shooter. Much like the crosshair shooter we just played, I will give that one the pick and the pass because it is just so crazy. Now, Bang is a traditional crosshair shooter, so it's like think Duck Hunt and think Hogan's Alley more specifically, and what's it? Not Lethal Enforcers, Police Trainer, like that kind of thing, right? It's a carnival shooter. The things pop up and you shoot them and they pop down. It's all very cartoony and cool. However, I must confess that unless you have a light gun, I absolutely detest crosshair shooters with a D-pad. I just don't think they're very fun. There are some, very few, but there are some games that transcend that. Because of its craziness, Alligator Hunt is one of those games. However, there's only one that I know of that is a crosshair shooter that I can give a pass, and it's on PlayStation 1. I can't remember for the life of me what the name of that game is, but it's that one. But if it's just like a basic game, it's like I can do this, or I can actually go to an arcade and play this, or go to an arcade, play Hogan's Alley. I'm going to the arcade, give myself that light gun. I'm not doing that. So this is a miss, even though it's cool and a hidden game. You can play it, but it's a miss for me. But I don't even know if it qualifies as a pick, right? So we might not even need to qualify it because it is the free game. So there is that. Big Karnak is next. This is a really cool platformer and takes platformer into like a different genre. Like, what if you did like a beat 'em up slash action slasher kind of game, and you were in ancient Egypt? No, this answers that question. And of course, the crazy continues. Every enemy is like, there's these big giant scarab things. There's things in trees throwing stuff at you. There's like these mummies, of course, and skeletons with swords, and then all of a sudden you get to the enemy, like the main boss, and it's like 3/4 tall, the screen. You barely can see half of it most of the time as it jumps in the air. It's just nuts, which is really cool. And you go through all these different stages, and of course it's very themed, like an ancient Egypt themed game. It's cool, and definitely worth your time. So I'm going to give this one a pick, and then we're going to move on there. Biomechanical Toy. Now, so what if I told you there was a game out there that was on an arcade machine that allowed you to put quarters in it, that was like the fever dream of, I don't know, some like 90s like tech aficionado. Someone's really into like Phil K. Dick or something, or I don't know, or maybe even Tim Burton. That's a better analogy. So what if I told you you put Tim Burton in a room and you got him to play Earthworm Jim, and then he said, you know what, I want you to make a game that's kind of like Earthworm Jim, but I want you to just go nuts, just go to town. I think he makes this game. I think Tim Burton makes this game. It's just absolutely crazy. You know what? We're just going to dip in real quick because I don't even know what to say about this game. It's just nuts. Let me throw some quarters in here. So many times the load times on some of these arcade games, because it does like all the ROM checks and all that kind of stuff, it's a little bit weird. Some take longer than others, but usually the crazier ones are the ones that take the long time, because I guess maybe there's assets loading or something like that. So anyway, here you go. You got you can take this magic finger and do all sorts of different things, but I think you have to choose this first level. But look at this thing. What is this? It's like somebody's fever dream. You got this guy. He's got all this you're shooting guns all over the place. There's cactuses. There's chessboard. There's darts. These guys don't even have legs. You gotta help some dude trapped in like a burlap sack. Like what? What? There's a saloon. What? This literally is like somebody played Earthworm Jim and then said, you know what? I can probably do this. Only I can make everybody look at this game and say, I think this guy was maybe on some form of psychotropic drug while he was making this game, because this is just nuts. Like, what is this? What is this guy? Like he, and of course I die, but this is just absolutely insane. There you go. This like angry piranha plant thing. Wow, wait, no, it's really gonna kill me? Yep, it totally killed me. So don't get hit by one of those things, I guess, because then you'll die. The good thing is it's an arcade game, so you can just, do your thing. Oh, come on. Come on, it's the only hit I took. Oh, cool. I can get out of it. All right. So then there's this thing. I was trying to see if I can get... It's just not going to happen for me. I was trying to see if I can get to the enemy, one of the main bosses. And even that's just, absolutely nuts. But, just look at this thing. This is just absolutely enormously crazy, and a good time. I can just say, it's fun to play this game. I think it's cool, and hopefully, maybe, I don't know, maybe we can get some other enemies. There's this thing. You have to drop down here. You gotta do all this. Shoot all these. There we go. There's this wizard queen thing. and then like it just like annihilates you, and then you can keep going, right? You know, like the cool thing is it actually kind of like keeps the life of the enemy in check. There's this thing again. I mean, I just don't even like, I don't even know. But this is exactly what it feels like, though. It is, you know, what you would get is if you mixed, you know, Earthworm Jim with something that was just absolutely nuts. Oh, I'm going to die again, but that's okay. And then this thing turns into like this weird chess piece thing. And it just like hits the ground like a Donkey Kong or whatever. There we go. And then it just, the lady just blows up. Like, it's absolutely nuts. All right, anyway, we got to keep going here and get through these games. But just like I said, it's worth your time. It's absolutely crazy. Just, it's crazy times. We're going on to Glass. Now, Glass is one of those games where it's in a genre that's like it's like a clean the stage, I guess, is the genre. You know, you're in like this ship, and you have to like touch all of these bricks to reveal what's under it, and then you beat the stage. And then on some of these games, you're given a picture as a reward, part of a picture. And every stage, you know, the picture gets a little more clear, and then at the end, it's like, you know, it's usually you know, something that's maybe risque, maybe not, or whatever. Obviously, here on the Evercade, they've done the, I don't know, let's say it's PG-13 version of you know, fine young ladies and or men, if you were interested in that such a thing. You can do all that kind of thing, and it's like it's a cool game. This genre is like it's like relaxing because you don't really do a whole lot. Like, you got to avoid enemies, and then you gotta like do the thing. You know what? I think I'm gonna give this one a half pick. Not necessarily a full pick, but it's cool. It's a cool game. It's only worth it in case you just want a relaxing kind of thing. I don't know if I'd ever play this in an arcade though. Like, you just see, like, just throw money at it just to, you know, like, just basically window wash level. Yeah, I don't know if I would do that. So anyway, let's go on to Maniac Square, which is a puzzle game. You know it's getting a pick because it's a puzzle game, and I love puzzle games. Now, this one isn't as cool as some of the other ones that we've played. Certainly not as cool as the ones that are on Data East and even Technos. I like Blockout better than Maniac Square. This one definitely feels like more of a columnsy, you know, like, again, relaxed kind of thing. It does get a little hectic as the pieces get more and more advanced. They drop faster, Tetris style, and all that kind of stuff, and you got to do 3 lines in a row, you know, that kind of thing. And yeah, but it's cool. It's cool. It's worth your time. It's a pick for me because it's a puzzle game, and pretty much unless it's like completely awful, I'm going to give it a pick anyway. But then there you go. There it is. That's Maniac Square for you. You know what? Before we do Snowboard Championship, I'm going to go down here to World Rally and World Rally 2. Now, World Rally is a racing game. It's an isometric racing game where it's super breakneck speeds, and it's very well animated, even though it is a little grainy. Yeah, World Rally 2 looks a little better than World Rally, obviously, because, you know, they improved the graphics and all that kind of stuff. The controls are super tight. It is really neat. And definitely worth your time, worth a pick. One of my son's favorites, of course, on the Legends arcade cabinet that's back behind me. He loves World Rally and World Rally 2 on that cabinet. And, you know, but besides being a better looking version of World Rally 2 is just kind of like more World Rally. I know that there might be some World Rally aficionados that are screaming at screens. They're like, "No, Rich, they're so much better because this and that and then whatever." It feels pretty much the same to me. It's you know, it feels good. It plays good. And, you know, I think in World Rally 2 there are, I want to say, I don't know if there are in World Rally 1, but I definitely noticed them more. In World Rally 2, there was like secret ways. There's like multiple ways you can go through a stage, as you're hitting the corner at breakneck speed, you can see like, oh, if I just push to the right, I can go through this like dirt road section. Maybe it shaves off a second or two or whatever. I noticed that a lot more in War Rally 2. I just basically was focused, and when I was playing War Rally 1, on just the roads. Maybe there was a way to jump over the crowds or something. I don't know what or maybe it was only introduced in War Rally 2. You can leave me some notes or Nastygrams, whatever, in the comments below on that one. But both worth your time and worth your picks. Now, I'm going to go back up to Snowboard Championship. What if I told you that you could play War Rally 2 in the snow with a snowboarder that didn't control nearly as well? Would you want to play? Because I don't know about me, but I don't think I would. And for that alone, I will give it... No, I don't want to... No, I'm not going to even give it a half pick. It's just a no pick. It's so close to getting a half pick. I love snowboarding games. I like the cool, I like a SSX Tricky and all that kind of stuff. As long as they control well, I'm into them. I like even the kind of the isometric. I'm not so hot on it. In a sports game, I'd rather like it be kind of behind or top or whatever. But it's cool, but it's World Rally in the snow with the control scheme that could have been just as tight. It just doesn't feel as tight. They got all loosey, I think, because they want to make sure that you realize that you're on snow, and snow isn't as tight as the controls on a tire on the street or whatever. I don't know. I just would have made it control basically just the same as World Rally and let you guys have fun. But I mean, that's just me. I mean, you can still do like tricks and stuff and into that, whatever. I don't know. But this was just a little bit of a miss for me on Snowboard Championship. So let me go to squash, which squash, call it racquetballs, call it whatever you want. It definitely is a fine simulator of that game, and it actually is fun to play. That is a critical step in getting the pick for me, which I will give this game, because even though I'm not into a lot of arcade sports titles, nor would when I saw this game just randomly in an arcade would I think to probably put quarters in. But for this one, I'm glad I put the virtual quarters in because this was a cool game and I like playing it. So if you're into those kind of things, definitely go for this. I wouldn't necessarily say that the pick transcends everything. Like you have to play, not especially not like some of these other crazy games on here, but squash is a good one. And we got two TH Strikes Back Thunder Hoop and Thunder Hoop 2. Now, I'm going to go to Thunder Hoop and watch it be this is the time that it's going to work. But in all of the times that I went to go play this game, this happened. And that was it. That's what I got when I went to go play the game. Now, I know that I played this game. And I know I played it on the handheld, and I know I played it on my VS, and I know I played it and it worked. But I don't know. I mean, Thunder Hoop's a cool game. So if I was able to play it, I would give it a pick. But because for random reasons unknown, I got to this and I hit the button and it didn't work, I'm going to take the pick away until I can play it again. So for now, it doesn't get a pick because I can't play it. But it is a cool game when you can play it. Which brings us to TH Strikes Back Thunder Hoop 2. What? Did the same guy that made Biomechanical Toy make this one? or did he just share with whatever psychotropic drug he was on? Did he share it with this guy, to make this game? Because wow. Just wow. It's so wow that I don't even know, like, it's like brutally, like, things blow up. People blow up in this game. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll play it on a live stream or something. But just wow. Lots of Saiyan-y, Super Saiyan references in this game as well. Like you get like this one like a shield or something like that. And the guy literally does the whole like stance that is like the power up thing, and is you're expecting his hair to turn yellow and all that. But man, it's just wild. This game is just wild. Definitely gets a pick, and so worth your time. But yeah, it is
I'm not sure I understand.
It is that. As I'm confusing my watch. So yeah, definitely that. And then we got Touch and Go. It is a very passable, and I think maybe one of the easiest to play outside of Super Dodgeball, like sports games of this ilk that I've played on the Evercade. So for that alone, I'll give it a pick. It doesn't look the best. They did tried for like the future, not the futuristic, but the more realistic, scanny look, like a Mortal Kombat kind of thing. Very cool. But it detracts a little. Sometimes like your character like looks like it's part of the sand that you're running on, so it's like a little hard to see what's going on. But very cool, very neat. Does a little hand-holdy some stuff for you. Tells you kind of where you need to be because the ball's coming. So as long as you're in the position, you hit the button at the right time, you're gonna have a good time and you're gonna score points. Very, very, very cool. I like it. It's definitely a pick. And with that, we go back to review. So Alligator Hunt is a pick. Very crazy. Big Karnak, Biomechanical Toy, Glass gets a half pick. Maniac Square gets a pick. We skipped over Snowboard Championship, Squash. TH Strikes Back Thunder Hoop 2 gets a pick, as well as Squash. Thunder Hoop 2 would have gotten a pick. It's such a cool game, but I have to take it away. Take that pick away. Yes. Touch and Go until it works. Touch and Go gets the pick. World Rally and World Rally 2 to also get the picks as well. They're fine games. Let's go to the wrap up and wrap this thing up, and then let's keep going. All right, folks. So that was Gaelco 1 and 2 Arcade, which is awesome. Some fine things in there, little misses, little stuff there, but you know what? You can't all be at Data East, I guess. But I can't. I'm still shocked that was such a good mix of games, but really cool, really good stuff. Really interested to see what happened with Thunderhoop. I don't know. Maybe we got to reach out to support and find out what's going on with that. I did notice that my VS has an update. Maybe there's something wrong with the ROM and another update, and I need this one to make it fix it. I don't know. But it's really weird. Really weird. But anyway, it's fun. This is the part of the Evercade. It's part of Blaze Entertainment's curation that makes me put a not makes me, but just puts a smile on my face. If it wasn't for this happening, I would have probably never in a thing like a Legends Ultimate Cab or some random thing or on a Switch collection or whatever, would have never looked at these titles at all. Look like a game like Alligator Hunt. I'm like, well, I don't know what that is. And you just move along. But because it's on these collections and because they've had such a track record of putting out some good stuff, you give every one of these a chance. Well, I do anyway. Give every one of these games a chance when you get them. And I'm just thankful that this is actually happening. That Blaze is putting this stuff out, because I just never would have seen any of these games and had so much fun just looking at the sheer imaginations just come out on screen for these games. Definitely gives me like that attitude, like harken back to like an Interplay collection, even though a lot of the Interplay games are so. These games are stronger. I think they're a little better programmed. I think they're maybe in different genres that make it work. To be honest, I feel a Biomechanical Toy, if Earthworm Jim 1 played like Biomechanical Toy and at least had that mechanic where he could continue without like suffering too much, maybe it was a little more forgiving. Probably would have liked Earthworm Jim and Earthworm Jim 2 a whole lot more than I did, even though I do like Earthworm Jim 2 a lot. It's these games are just awesome, and I definitely say, if you guys don't have any one of these, if you wanted to get one over the other, because I don't think you need both to get Bang. Bang's a cool, neat little little side thing. I don't know if I had to choose between the two. It's tough. It's tough because Big Car Neck and TH, Thunder Hoop 2. I mean, those are worth it on their own almost. And then, if you're not into the sportsy, puzzly games, then the rest of the 4 on that cart, okay. And then Alligator Hunt, Thunder Hoop 1, Biomechanical Toy, and Glass on the other side with one of the World Rally games. Maybe Arcade 1, maybe is the one you want to start out with. But I would say, I mean, come on, they're $20. Like if you're in it like I am, just get them both. That's I think that's kind of where my thoughts are with that. But anyway, enough with this. I gotta go way back. The next one is gonna be Atari Arcade 1. And oh man, just not sure about this one. I know, as evidenced by the Evercast. We'll get to that. But until next time, folks, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. If you're here right now, hit me up down below. Let me know what you think about these collections. And until next time, we'll catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich, and we will see you later. All right, take it easy, guys.
RTFC.baconicecream.com